guys, I'm Ferry Corsten. This is an exclusive interview for SINDHÈN. So I'm an artist. I'm from Holland. Been doing this for about 20 years, I guess. You know, started as a hobby, producing music, and slowly I got into DJing. And yeah, still doing it to this day. Mostly known for my my style is mostly known as trance, I would say. But I think within trance, I always look for the edges. You know, I always want to see if I can push boundaries in a way. Sometimes I piss people off. Sometimes I do something that people really love. But I think that needs to be done in order to keep sounds fresh. And yeah, that's what I'm most known for. I'm Cubase. I'm on Mac, and the reason why I'm on Cubase is I basically grew up on Cubase in the sense that back in the days when Cubase was on Atari, I was working on that, and I tried different DAWs ever since, like Logic, which I think is the most unlogical DAW if you use Cubase. So when I tried it, I really went back to Cubase again, and I stayed with that ever since. And yeah, what plugins? I mean, you know, I think I'm using the same plugins as most people use, like Silent, Spire, Nexus, all the wave stuff, all the fat filter stuff. And then every once in a while there's an odd one, you know, like Waves Elements that I'm using sometimes. There's another one that I can't, Cyborg, I can't remember who it's made by, but those are those synths that are, or Omnisphere, those are those synths that have those really sort of intricate, weird sounds, you know, and by using that you will give your sound a very sort of unique character. Because everybody's using Spire, and everybody's using the presets, and everybody's using the same sort of sounds. But if you mix it up with sounds that have a very strong character, different from all the other stuff, it gives your own sound a unique taste. And that's what I'm trying to do. I always listen to a lot of the 80s music. Basically because I grew up in the 80s listening to music and understanding that type of music as other music than the top 40 stuff. So I always have had 80s music influences in my music. I think even in my trance sounds, that's still it's where it comes from. It's Italo dance, which was a big sort of sound in Europe in the 80s, very synth driven. And yeah, so the 80s music, that's 80s music in general. It's not just music I get inspiration from. It could be music, yes. Because when I'm in my car, I listen to all kinds of music, and preferably chill out stuff or jazz or classical. But sometimes also I'm a big fan of liquid drum and bass. You know, because it's so different. But I think whatever they do within that genre is just so. Some of the stuff is so inspirational. So I like to listen to that. But a lot of the inspiration comes of like new sounds or a new software that I buy, you know, and I just play around with it and all the possibilities and just new textures and stuff. That really often leads to just new inspiration, because you start playing the keyboard and looking for melodies, and then this certain sound has so much texture to it. It creates its own sort of world. And you play with that, and you know, there's your next melody. And my music is very melody driven, and it starts there. Once I have that, the track is already. Once I have the melody, that's like 70% of my track done. You know? It really depends. I mean, right now, you know, in the beginning it was different. We really had to pick, you know, acts that. You know, that I was really inspired by, or I in the past I had like a connection with by collaborating or working or remixing, or have them remix my tracks. But now, since we've been doing it for so long, that we've built a relationship with so many artists that have played Fullon before. So right now it's almost like, pick and choose, like, okay, who's available for that date and who would be amazing for this lineup, for that market. And it doesn't always work out exactly the way we want it, but we get really close most of the times, yeah. So,
but it's not always like trance or progressive.
No, the nice thing about Fullon is that it's an open format, in a way. But also I learn, with the concept, I learn throughout the years, and I see what's happening. If I put like a straight up EDM guy or a house guy on, and there's a trance crowd there, it doesn't work. So I've also been sort of like restructuring and resizing it, to the market that is interested in Fullon, and which is predominantly a trance market. But at the same time, we're also known with Fullon as a brand that goes a little wider than just that one particular sound. So within trance, I would say, I will find the genres as wide as we can go. I will find the genres that will fit to just really keep it interesting. Yeah. Guerrilla, this at the time was a product of those days, like 99, 2000, that particular trance sound. I did the first 3 releases with Tiesto, then the 4th I did by myself, and then I gave it a rest. Because after the 3rd, Tiesto said like, you know what, I think I want to focus on my own stuff. So, yeah, sure. I gave it a rest at the 4th. Also because I went into a different direction with my own sound, more electro. And then, the music was changing over the years. Also, what I was observing in the scene, what was going on, it's almost like I got tired of it myself. I felt a longing to go back to that sound from those days, the big stretch, big anthemic melodies, very emotional. I think last year I really felt like the need to come up with something, to come up with a new Guerrilla track, and it was only last year because I didn't. Before that, I already had ideas to come up with a new Guerrilla track, but I could never really put my put my head in the right space. The melodies that I was trying to produce for that were just not good enough. It wasn't, I didn't want to make the next trance track just a Guerrilla track. It had to be the right track. And I think last year I just came across that.
You're doing a live sets for your Guerrilla tour.
It's not live as in like I'm doing synthesizer stuff. It's a DJ set, but it's a very well produced show, and it's an hour show that I'm going to be doing. All the old Guerrilla tracks will be highlighted, plus some new stuff. Honestly, there are so many. I don't think I have one, but one memory that I have that was really touching is like that was my birthday, and I think I was in the States somewhere, and a whole group of fans had made me a birthday cake with like a DJ setup, like 2 decks and a mixer with my logo on it, and just like it was a cake this big, saying happy birthday Ferry Corsten. It was, for me, it's stuff like that where that people go through so much effort to, although I'm traveling, I can't bring it, right? But they come up on the night with a cake this big, it's being presented, and it's great.